Let's Go Live is really interesting because it's a dynamic. The intro of it is like kind of like this long like drum guitars feeding back and everybody kind of looking at each other. Is everybody ready? And like the communication between Ben, who I think of, I don't know if he thinks of himself this way, but I kind of think of him as like the band leader. Like even if like, you know, there's like, you know, Frank Sinatra or something. I'm not saying Chris is Frank Sinatra, but I'm sure Frank Sinatra had a band leader that led the band, that made sure nobody messed up so, you know, the actual thing could happen. And Ben, whether he likes it or not, de facto becomes that guy in any band he's in. And I enjoy being subordinate to that, so I don't have to do it, and he's really good at it. So him and April start the song, so it's kind of always fun for me, almost like a misbehaving child, to sit off on the side and wait for the pick slide to start coming and see where the one is and see if this time I'm paying attention and come in at the right time or not. I liked the songwriting of it because I always like Clint brought the seedling of that song, and I always like somebody's perspective that is maybe writing outside of the genre that they're known for. Clint's known for writing very pop sensible things that have hooks and catchy and everything. And this one does have hooks and catchy, but it's written from the perspective of like almost like his roots, which is more of a rancid-y kind of thing, which is really cool. It's always interesting how that's perceived, because I know I've written a lot of things that I thought were heavy. Like I'm like, yeah, it sounds like Black Sabbath, and by the time I bring it out, it sounds like Bob Seger. But that particular one, I think, was incepted very well, and when it was brought to the band, it probably took a slight turn from where it started, but it ended up being a really good ensemble piece. And it's interesting that's a starter. I think Clint will expand on this, but I think he was initially writing it as something to replace the Doctor Who song at like a hockey game. Dun, 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 hey, you know what I mean? So time will tell. I'll put my money on Let's Go. I think that's going to be a good one. And I really liked recording it. It was a fun one, and I don't know if it's the first one I started to record, but it's a good song to shake out all the gremlins.